guys, welcome back to the political landscape. Today we are going to be filling out the 2024 map based on the latest polls taken from all 50 states. So let's hop into it. So in Alabama, Donald Trump is up by 25 points, which is a safe margin. Then we go to Alaska. Donald Trump is up by 12 points, which is also a safe margin. Here we go. Alright. And then we have Arizona. Trump is also up in Arizona by 4 points. This is actually going to be a flip for Trump because Joe Biden actually won Arizona in 2020 by 0.3 of a percentage point. So it is looking like this will be a flip for Donald Trump. And then we go down to Arkansas. Arkansas is also a safe state for Trump. And then we go to California, a very, very Democratic state, and the polls also show that it's going to go for Biden by a safe margin. And then Colorado, Joe Biden's up by 6 points, which is down from the 13 points that he won it in 2020. So that would actually be a likely margin. Biden would win Colorado. And then Connecticut, Joe Biden's up by 9 points, which is only a likely margin. Biden actually won Connecticut by 20 points. So that would be a significant underperformance if this poll showed true in the 2024 election. And then in Delaware, Joe Biden's up by 11 points, which is a likely margin. In Delaware, this is actually his own home state, but he's actually doing a lot worse than he did in 2020 in Delaware and other northeastern states. And then with Florida, Trump is up by 8 points. That's a likely state for Trump. It used to be a swing state, but it's trended firm to the right in recent elections. Then in Georgia, Donald Trump is up by 2 points, and that would be a flip for Donald Trump. Joe Biden actually won that state in 2020, but it would be a flip for Donald Trump. And then we have Illinois. Joe Biden's up by 9 points in Illinois. Another underperformance by Biden in Illinois. So he would only win that by a likely margin when he won Illinois by a safe margin in 2020. Then Indiana, that's a safe state for Trump. And then we have Iowa. That's also a safe state for Trump. It only went for Trump by 8 points, but it has shifted firm to the right. It used to be a swing state, but now it no longer is. Then with Idaho, Kansas, and Kentucky, those are all going to be safe Trump states. Idaho, Kansas, and Kentucky. They're all very Republican states, and the polls also show it here. Then in Maine, it actually shows Donald Trump winning Maine. Joe Biden won the Maine at large by 9 points in 2020. So this would actually be a flip. Now, do I think this is going to happen? No, but that's what the latest poll shows. The poll before that had Biden winning, but so yeah, that's what it would be based on the latest poll out of Maine. Then out of Maine's first congressional district, Joe Biden would win by 8 points, which is a likely margin. And then out of Maine's second congressional district, Trump is up by 20 points, which would be a safe margin for Trump. Then we have Maryland. Biden's up by safe margins. Really no surprise there. Very, very Democratic state. The Senate might get a little competitive with Larry Hogan running, but on the presidential level, it's a very Democratic state. Same with Massachusetts. That's also going to be a safe Joe Biden state in 2020. I actually put Massachusetts in the place of Maryland, but yeah, they're both going to be safe Joe Biden states. And then we have Michigan. Michigan, Trump's up by 4 points. That would also be a flip. He'll win that by a lean margin. Then we have Minnesota, Joe Biden's up by 2 points, so that would be a tilt Democrat state. Mississippi, that goes for Trump, as well as Missouri and Montana. Those are all going to be safe Republican states. All right, and we'll come back over here. We have Nebraska. Trump is going to win Nebraska by a safe margin, but the congressional districts do kind of get a little more interesting. The 1st and 3rd congressional districts are very safe Republican districts, but the 2nd district is a more toss-up district. Joe Biden actually won the 2nd district by 6 points in 2020. But right now it does show Donald Trump is up by 3 points, and so that would narrowly be a flip for Trump by a tilt margin. Then we have Nevada. Trump is up by 2 in Nevada, and this would also be a flip for him in Nevada. It actually has a Republican governor. It elected a Republican governor in 2022, and it has been shifting more right in recent years. New Hampshire, though, Joe Biden has kept this 7-point lead that he won the state by in 2020, and that would be a likely state for Joe Biden. And then New Jersey would be a likely state for Joe Biden. He actually won it by 16 points, but right now the poll is only saying 7 points for Joe Biden. So that would be a decrease from what he did in 2020. And then New Mexico, Joe Biden would also win that by a likely margin. And then in New York, Joe Biden's up by 10 points, which is down from his 23-point performance in 2020. So that could potentially get concerning for him in elections to come. It could become a battleground state if these trends continue. Then in North Carolina, Trump is up by 4 points, which is a lean margin. And then we have North Dakota. That's going to be a safe Republican state, while Ohio will be a likely Republican state because it's only 11 points for Trump. But North Dakota will be a safe Trump state. Then we have Oklahoma. That's going to be a safe Republican state. It's a very Republican state. It actually had all its counties vote for Donald Trump in 2016, and I'm pretty sure also in 2020. And there's not a lot of states that have the whole state is unified like that, where all the counties vote for the same candidate, or the majority of them. And then Oregon, Biden is up by 16 points. So that would be a safe Democrat state. And then Pennsylvania, Trump is up by 2 points, which is yet another flip for Donald Trump. Then we have Rhode Island. Rhode Island will be a safe Democrat state, while South Carolina will be a safe Republican state, both going for Joe Biden and Donald Trump by safe margins, as you can see right here in the polls. And then South Dakota and Tennessee will both be states that Donald Trump will win by safe margins, as the polls show. And then we have Texas. Donald Trump is up by 8 points in Texas, up from the 6 points that he won it in 2020. So he is making up a little more ground in Texas. And you see that puts him over the 270 threshold already. He's doing very well in polling right now. And there is a lot more to go until November. But right now it's looking very well for Donald Trump in the polls. And then we have Utah. That's going to be a safe Republican state. And then Virginia, Joe Biden is only up by 3. He won the state by 10 points. So it is a decrease from his performance in 2020. He would only actually win that by a tilt margin, when he actually won the state in 2020 by a likely margin. And then Vermont. This is one of the most Democratic states in the country. It's going to go for Joe Biden by a safe margin. Then we have Washington. Now, this was actually one of the shocker states. Right now, it actually shows Donald Trump winning by 1 point. Now, do I think this is gonna hold to the 2024 election? No, I think Donald Trump is gonna get crushed in this state. But that's not the point of this video. But right now it does show that Trump is up in Washington, which was kind of shocking when I saw that. But yeah, Donald Trump is up by 1 point in Washington. And then in Wisconsin, Donald Trump is up by 4 points, which is another flip for Donald Trump. He would win that by a lean margin. And then we have Wyoming and West Virginia. These are two very Republican states. Donald Trump is up by 53 points in Wyoming and 36 points in West Virginia. And these are both very, very Republican states over here. And I think I did miss Louisiana. That's going to be a safe Republican state. But Hawaii, we actually don't have polling out of Hawaii. But it's one of the most democratic states in the country. And I do see this one going for Joe Biden by a safe margin. Just because you can look at its recent voting history. It's voted for Democratic candidates for a long time. And then the District of Columbia, this is like a plus 90 Democrat district. It's also going to be a safe Democrat district. We also don't have polls out of DC right now, but it's basically non-explanatory that it's going to be a Democrat district. So here you go. This is the 2024 map based on the latest polls taken from all 50 states. You see that Donald Trump would get 327 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 211. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit the like button down below, subscribe, comment your thoughts or suggestions in the comment section down below, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.